All right, gents, circle up. Today, we're tackling the Mount Everest of social interactions. How to talk to girls when your stomach feels like it's hosting a trampoline competition and your brain has decided to ghost you like a bad match on a dating app. Sound familiar? Yeah, I figured. But don't sweat it. By the end of this video, you'll be walking up to girls like you've got it all together. Or at least like a guy who doesn't accidentally call her mom and then spend the next 3 years replaying it in his head at 2 a.m. Let's dive in. Stop overthinking. She's not a mind reader, probably. Let's be real. When you're talking to a girl, your brain is probably running through every possible scenario like it's a Marvel movie. What if I say something stupid? What if she thinks I'm weird? What if she can tell I still sleep with a stuffed animal? Spoiler alert, she can't. Girls aren't mind readers, probably, and they're not analyzing your every word like it's a Shakespearean soliloquy. So take a deep breath and remind yourself, she's just a person, not a wizard. Overthinking is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. It's unnecessary and will only make you dizzy. Practice small talk on something or someone that won't judge you. Before you dive into the deep end of talking to girls, start in the shallow pool. Practice your small talk on something or someone that someone that won't judge you, like your dog. Dogs are the ultimate hype men. They'll wag their tail no matter how awkward you sound. Or try chatting with your grandma. She'll just be thrilled you're talking to her instead of staring at your phone. The goal is to get comfortable with the sound of your own voice saying things like, "Hey, how's it going?" without breaking into a cold sweat. Think of it as a warm-up before the big game. And hey, if you mess up, your dog won't tell anyone. He's got your back and your secrets. Have a go-to conversation starter that isn't about the weather. Let's face it, asking about the weather is the conversational equivalent of serving plain toast. It's boring, dry, and nobody's impressed. Instead, try something like, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? Why? Because everyone loves sharing embarrassing stories. It's human nature. Plus, it instantly makes the conversation light and fun. You're not just another guy asking, "So, rain, huh?" You're the guy who made her laugh by admitting you once tripped over your own shoelaces in front of your entire math class. Pro tip, if she shares a story, don't one-up her with something wildly embarrassing. Keep it classy, not cringe. Body language don't look like you're hiding a stolen diamond. Your body language is like your personal billboard. It's advertising whether you're confident or secretly hiding a stolen diamond in your pocket. Stand up straight, make eye contact, and don't fidget like you're trying to defuse a bomb. And smile, but not like a creepy clown who just escaped from the circus. A genuine smile says, "Hey, I'm happy to be here talking to you," not, "I might kidnap you later." Trust me, it makes a huge difference. If you're nervous, imagine you're James Bond, cool, calm, and collected. Just don't actually say Bond. James Bond. That only works in movies. And even then, it's kind of cringe. Be curious, not a rap battle MC. When you're talking to a girl, don't treat the conversation like it's a rap battle where you're just waiting to drop your sickest bars. Instead, ask questions, listen to her answers, and actually care about what she's saying. For example, if she says she loves painting, don't just nod and say, "Cool." Ask her what her favorite piece is or why she started. People love talking about themselves. It's science. And bonus, it takes the pressure off you to be interesting. Remember, a good conversation is like a tennis match, not a monologue. Keep the ball bouncing and don't hog the court. Rejection isn't the end of the world. It just feels like it. Let's get real. Rejection might happen, but guess what? You'll survive. Rejection doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means you're not the right fit for that person. Think of it like this. If you ordered a pizza and they brought you a salad, you wouldn't cry about it, right? You just say, "Not for me," and move on. Same thing with rejection. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's just a mismatch. And hey, every no brings you one step closer to a yes. So, dust yourself off, grab a slice of actual pizza, and keep going. Remember, she's nervous too, maybe. Here's a secret. She might be just as nervous as you are. Shocking, right? Girls aren't these mythical creatures who have it all together. They're human beings who also worry about saying the wrong thing, tripping over their own feet, or accidentally calling you dad. So, cut yourself some slack. You're both in the same boat. The difference is, she's probably better at hiding it. Next time you feel your nerves kicking in, remind yourself, she might be just as awkward as you are. And honestly, isn't that kind of comforting? Laugh at yourself. It's endearing. Let's be honest, we've all had moments where our brains and mouths decide to stop being friends. Maybe you accidentally called her mom or said something so awkward it could be featured in a cringe compilation. But here's the thing, laughing at yourself is endearing. It shows you're human, not some perfectly polished robot. So if you mess up, own it. Say something like, "Wow, that was weird. Let's pretend that didn't happen," and move on. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being okay with being imperfect. And hey, at least you gave her a funny story to tell her friends. Focus on the conversation, not the outcome. Here's a little secret. The more you focus on the outcome, like whether she'll like you or give you her number, the more nervous you'll get. Instead, focus on the conversation itself. Treat it like you're talking to a friend who happens to be really cool and attractive. Ask questions, share stories, and enjoy the moment. If you're having fun, chances are she will too. And if it doesn't go anywhere, well, at least you had a good chat. Remember, not every conversation has to end with a marriage proposal. Use humor to break the ice. Laughter is the ultimate icebreaker. If you can make her laugh, you're already halfway there. But here's the catch. Don't force it. Nothing's worse than a joke that falls flatter than a pancake. Instead, keep it light and natural. For example, if you spill your drink, laugh it off and say, "Well." That's one way to make an impression. Humor shows confidence and makes you more relatable. Just avoid anything offensive or overly self-deprecating. You're funny, not a stand-up comedian trying to bomb on purpose. Don't put her on a pedestal. Let's be real, she's not a goddess, and you're not a peasant. Putting her on a pedestal only makes you more nervous and less confident. Remember, she's just a person with her own quirks, insecurities, and embarrassing moments, like that time she accidentally called her teacher mom. Treat her like a human being, not a mythical creature. Confidence comes from seeing yourself as her equal, not her fan club president. Practice active listening. Here's a pro tip. Girls love a guy who actually listens. Active listening means paying attention to what she's saying, nodding, and responding thoughtfully. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, engage with her words. If she mentions she loves hiking, ask her about her favorite trail or if she's ever gotten lost. It shows you care about her interests and it keeps the conversation flowing. Embrace the awkwardness. Let's face it, awkward moments are inevitable. Maybe you'll forget her name mid-conversation or accidentally step on her foot. Instead of panicking, embrace the awkwardness. Laugh it off and say something like, "Well, that was smooth." Take baby steps. If the idea of walking up to a girl and starting a conversation makes you want to hide in a closet, start small. Practice saying hi to strangers, making small talk with cashiers, or complimenting a coworker's outfit. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. You don't start with the final boss. You start with the easy levels and work your way up. Before you know it, you'll be ready to tackle the big leagues. Remember, it's not life or death. At the end of the day, talking to a girl isn't life or death. It's just a conversation. If it goes well, great. If it doesn't, you'll survive. The world won't end and you won't be banished to a lonely island forever. Every interaction is a learning experience, and the more you put yourself out there, the easier it gets. So take a deep breath, remind yourself that you've got this, and go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Spoiler, nothing you can't handle. Just go for it. What's the worst that could happen, Safim? At the end of the day, the worst that can happen is she says no. And guess what? You'll survive. Rejection might sting for a minute, but it's not the end of the world. So take a deep breath, walk up to her and say hi. You've got this. And if it doesn't go well, remember, there's always next time. So go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Spoiler, nothing you can't handle. All right, let's recap. Stop overthinking. She's not judging you as much as you think. Have a few conversation starters ready. Practice, practice, practice. Pay attention to your body language. Be genuinely curious about her. Don't fear rejection. It's just part of the process. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most nervous you've ever been around a girl, and how did it go? Drop your stories in the comments below. I'll read them, and we can all laugh together. And if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being okay with being imperfect. Now go out there and talk to her. You've got this.